Hey guys, in this video we are going to turn you from this into this. That's right, no more crashes, just smooth sailings. This is a helicopter tutorial. Not only are we going to teach you how to do this, but also this. And this. The best place to practice is in the Eden editor. To find the editor, head over to here and click here. Pick a map. Use this to look around. And this to zoom out. Want to move around? Use these. Find a nice spot and untick this box. Grab a pilot. Grab a helicopter. And then click this to start. Do not learn to fly in this view as you will become reliant on servers allowing third-person view. Most are restricted to first person, so get good in this view. These are my key bindings. However, here is a quick overview of what each one does. These keybinds are called the thumb and little finger settings, where the little finger lowers the chopper and the thumb raises it. So here we go. This does this. This does this. This does this. This does this. And so does this in an emergency. This does this. 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 Thanks to the power of technology, I can use my very cheap webcam to be able to make the screen go side to side. I'll let you know how I do this soon. Scroll wheel to start the engine. However, some servers will have a more complex startup. Want to know how? I'll let you know soon. Use your thumb to take off. Start by ascending straight up and work on progressing to a nose down takeoff. We're combat pilots in the making, so you've got to fly low. Use your pinky finger to descend. Flight paths can be drawn on the map so you can utilize the GPS and get around easier. While traveling at high speeds, use this and this to turn the chopper. You're gonna die the first time you attempt to land unless you use the auto hover. This will let you pilot and land as a newbie. However, this is not the goal here. So to prepare for landing, you will need to learn how to flare. Flaring is the act of reducing the speed by lifting the nose of the helicopter while maintaining or reducing altitude. It is a necessary skill for landing. The best way to practice is with altitude. Travel at speed, then gently raise the nose of the chopper while pressing on the collective down button, or in our case, the little finger. Once the speed begins to drop rapidly, we focus on lowering the nose of the chopper as we hit 0 km/h. We don't want to put the vehicle into a backwards motion. At the same time, we want to maintain altitude. Once we can do this, it's time to try at a lower altitude. By placing the little finger of our mouse hand on the desk, we can make minute movements back and forward to control the severity of the nose elevation. This helps to adjust the deceleration. This also helps to steady the helicopter roll so we don't veer off to the side. For an emergency flare, you can use the roll and yaw to force the helicopter to decelerate almost immediately. To do this, you will need to use the mouse to roll the chopper in the intended direction and immediately follow with the same pedal. This makes the chopper lean and then turn horizontally in the direction it's facing. This is the basics of flaring. However, it is an important part of landing, and so more tips will be given during landing. While feeling the deceleration will become quite natural, the helicopter does have this gauge which offers a false horizon. It's not very visible on the Hummingbird. It is easy to spot on the Black Hawk. Using this gauge to adjust your nose angle can help in flaring and landing. Landing can be thought of as the final step in a successful flare, as most flares end in a descent to the ground. To execute a safe landing, the chopper needs to reach 0 km an hour and 0 meters in height at the same time. I believe this is called a 0-0 landing for that reason. Damaging a chopper is by far the simplest thing to do as a helicopter pilot, so we need to bring the bird down slowly. To stop us from making a hard landing, we need to develop a technique that gradually lowers the chopper. As a keystroke is either on or off, we can't just hold down the shift key. That is why a tap is a more controllable input than just a prolonged hold. A 0-0 landing is what we are aiming for here. However, it is easier to slow our forward motion first and then place the bird on the floor, tapping the shift until we touch the ground. Focus on landing the chopper in the direction of travel. It is difficult to land sideways. Guys, hit that like button now. Let's circle around so you can see a complete landing attempt without any cuts or voiceover. This will let you study the mouse and keyboard input and watch how the chopper reacts. If you want to find out how to set up head tracking for Arma 3, check out tutorial 1 in the description. Tutorial 2 will show you how to start up the Black Hawk. Finally, we're going to discuss the J-hook. The J-hook is a turn that helps bleed off speed or re-enter a landing zone after an overshot. The sharp turn reduces the speed and lets us set up the helicopter for a manageable landing. While it isn't anything special, a J-hook is basically a slight roll and a gentle nose-up action rather than a turn. This means that the chopper needs this and this, but in motion, which will make it do this. Notice that once again we are tapping the key during the turn to prevent the bird from losing altitude. Remember, this is the emergency up key but works well in a J-hook. For a gentler hook, use the mouse.